Hey there guys, Elita-Legionarii here, bringing you some Rome Total War commentary. It's been a long time. I said that last time, but it's been another long time since that time. But I'm here and I'm back, and to be honest guys, I think I might be back on a more permanent basis now, because I think I have at last got some of my commentating Total War mood back after several months of complete and utter just apathy, like don't feel like it, don't want to do it. But I think I might finally feel like doing it again. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'm going to start doing a bit of regular commentary and uploading to my channel, and jumping on playing some Rome Total War, and generally getting back into the 31k, and then generally just getting back into Total War full stop. So I apologise to those who have been absolutely beside themselves without me. I'm sure nobody is in that category. If you are, it's not worth it. I'm not that great. But it is good to be potentially coming back, I should say. And I hope you guys are still interested in listening to my battles and what I have to say. Anyway, I was sifting through my replays because I haven't played any Rome Total. I actually haven't played a game of Rome Total War in 3 months. I haven't played anything since March. That is how long it's been. So if I do play, I'm imagining I'm going to be pretty shit for a while, which could be amusing. So it'll take me a little bit to get into it again, but I've still got a heap of replays that I had from way before. Like, I still got loads of them, probably a good 40 to 50 replays I can upload. So I've got plenty of content, and this is a battle I did back in November of 2014. And it was a really good battle, and I was really looking forward to uploading it, but for some reason I never got around to doing that. But suffice to say, it was a fantastic battle. So enough of my jabbering about a whole lot of crap. Let's just get into it. I took Britannia, and to boost my epic Britannic army, I have the rain and the thunder on my side, so these boys are going to feel at home. So my army is very typical of a Britannia army. I've got 6 barbarian warlords. I have not gone with the skirmish. This is going to be pure shock and awe with the heavy barbarian warlord chariots. These are, in my opinion, the best. Well, the scythe chariots are better, but these guys are in better numbers. Scythe chariots are the best chariots in Rome Total War, but these guys are extraordinarily good as well. And they're a bit more numerous, and of course they don't run amok. So in my opinion, they're the most probably reliable chariot in the game. That would be what I'd say. Then I've got 4 chosen swordsmen, just to have a bit of infantry there, and then 10 head hurlers. So it's a pretty typical Britannic build, nothing too special. But this weather should go nice, and if we do this right, it should be a very nice battle indeed. It was an epic battle, but I'm not going to give too much away. I was teamed up under the Brutii I command here with Mo from the Titans clan. Any game with Mo is always good. He's got a typical 14-6 build here for Mo. Then I was teamed up with Hades from the Titans clan also. Brutii for him as well. He's got, I believe, 6 cav, 3 archers, and is it 9 infantry, I believe. No, I can't count. It's 11 infantry, I think. No, I seriously can't count. Yeah, that's 11 infantry, 3 of those, and then he must have slightly less cav, I guess. Oh, no, he's got the full 6. I don't know. I'm gonna stop counting before I lose track of myself. Then there was Thor. He was clanless at this point. I have no idea where Thor is now, or what he's doing now. I hope all is well for him. But I don't know what clan he's in. He always had a habit of jumping around when I was playing, so I have no idea. But he's playing as the Scipii Romans, and he has got the standard 14-6 by the looks of things. Our opponent consists of Brotherhood member Odin. Now, I know for a fact that Odin joined the Titans clan and went under the name Prometheus, I think, for a while, although he might be going back by Odin now. And at least that's what it looks like on his Steam thing when I had a wee look. But yeah, Odin was a Brotherhood at this point, and he has, looks like 3 archers, 3 cav, and the rest are infantry, urban. So he's Julii Romans, and then we have Numidian. He was in the HBG clan. This is a while ago. Of course, he's heaven now and has been for a long time, so this is a while ago. So he's got 4 Archer Auxilia, 6 cav, and the rest are infantry, urban cohorts. He's got 1 legionary first cohort too. So yeah, it's going back a ways. That is a long time now. well, this battle's about 7 months old, so that's 7-8 months old, so that is a while ago. Then we have Brotherhood member Hannibal Barker. I don't know where Hannibal is either. Is he king? I don't know. He's like Thor. He's been pretty much everywhere, the clan, so I don't know what he is doing now. He's got 6 Praetorian Cav and 14 Urban, so standard for him. And then we have Brotherhood member Cataclysm, aka Sacred, if I remember correctly. And it looks like he's got some archers. And the rest are Urbans, and I believe he hit his Cav. This was a really interesting battle. So anyway, let's start it and see how we go. Now, I do remember this battle for the most part. I did briefly just sort of skim over it before I started recording here, because I do like to have an idea about my battles, like before how the battles will progress, if I've sort of forgotten pieces of them, because otherwise my commentary's a bit sort of strange if I don't know what's don't have an idea what's happening. But I do remember this battle fairly well because it was very, very epic. Obviously, I'm using Britannia, which means our team's going to be gunning for more of a mass rout, and if that doesn't sort of come off right, it probably won't pull together very well for us, or it could be potentially more difficult. So, typical sort of opening manoeuvres with Britannia. I'm going to shift them behind my allies. These guys have brought a few archers to back me up, because these guys have quite a bit of archers as a team. Which is sound, because that'll rip up my head hurlers pretty effectively. So I need to hold back and just wait for these guys to either deal with these archers or just sort of thin them out a bit. I think actually only Hades brought archers. He's got 3, whereas Numidian had like 4, Odin had about 2 or 3, and then I think Cataclysm had 1 or 2, so they got quite a significant missile advantage there. So we'll have to be pretty careful not to allow my guys to get shot up. Although I'm sure I was aware of that, but we were basically going to set up for a chain route from the flank, if I remember correctly. As I said, this battle was like 7 months ago, so I don't remember every specific detail, but I remember enough to be able to commentate this reasonably well. So Mo's going to push up pretty aggressively, and he's going to probably just try and draw some of their attention, and we're going to look for a setup for my chariots. As you can see, I'm well and truly hanging back at them for now, and I'm going to continue to do that until I'm in a safe position to mobilise. Looks like Thor's just pushing in over here, and these guys it looks like a bit of a flanking action here going by Numidian. I'm going to push around here. That's okay by me. If his archers are away from my guys, that's cool, because that means I don't have to worry about them as much. But it looks like he wanted to try a flanking action there, and that's what he was going for on that particular scenario. And it looks like, let's see, Odin's going to shift back out to the flank, and these guys are holding still at the moment. But yeah, I believe the Titans boys are going to move up in the centre here, and it's going to be a battle between Thor and Odin out here on our left, their right. And if memory serves me right, I do believe Thor did exceptionally good work with his cav in this battle. It was quite good what he did here. He did end up getting in like double teamed, and he still managed to pull some nice cavalry action off. But I won't give too much away. I'm just trying to make sure I remembered every detail of this particular battle. But yeah, as you can see, I'm going to shift around the flank. Now, I believe what I was trying to do is I was going to scout out for the enemy cavalry, because obviously this is the swampy area of the grassy flatlands, so it is possible to hide cavalry out here. So I was just going to shoot my cavalry, my chariots up around this way, just to see if I could locate them, or see how these guys react. And Cataclysm's going to drop inwards here and avoid it, which is a pretty good move at the moment. But that is good for us too, because it's allowing Mo to push up, which is good. So I'm going to work pretty cooperatively with Mo here. Over this side, let's see. As you can see, there's a big stack of enemy cavalry coming up against Thor here. But Thor's going to... I think what Thor's doing is a good move here. You see, look what he's doing. He's pushing his infantry up. It's a good move. The infantry's not over here. Although there needs to be a little bit careful that Hades doesn't get kind of double teamed here, but Hades should be able to hold those two armies for a while. And this is a good move by Thor, because he's going to be able to drive their cavalry back. And look at this is a really good move by Thor. You see, he's going to be able to get these archers. That's really nice. It's very helpful to me in this fight, because it'll stop me from having to worry about those later on in the battle. And he pulls back here, but he's got his infantry. That's the key. Thor, this is where I think Thor made a great move, because he's got his infantry right up here. So the enemy's cavalry overwhelms him here. Makes a nice strike against the archers, but he pulls back. But he knows not like his cavalry action alone will lose him the battle against these two lots of cav, unless these guys make some monumental mistakes. But he's bringing his infantry out to support. And this is where I think Odin should have broken units off to deal with this, because they've got a cavalry advantage here. They should really push it. They could really push in the flank here and potentially knock Thor out. But Hades manages to draw these guys' attention, and this is going to allow Thor to use his infantry in support of his cav, which is going to be really good to help him out. On this flank, as you can see, Mo's pushing up fairly aggressively, and these guys were reacting pretty defensively in this fight, trying to use their archers, no doubt, to get some golden opportunities against my army out here. I was doing a bit of scouting out, still haven't found the cav, which indicates they're probably likely to be quite far away, which is going to be useful later on in the fight. Now, in a moment, you're going to see the Titans, the two Titans players come up with an excellent piece of work here. You can see that there's a large gap between these two armies here, one of Hannibal and Numidian. So, while Thor, look at this, if we look over here, I'm kind of not able to catch all the action I want, but Thor's engaged here, his infantry with his cavalry here. These guys have only got cavalry on their own, and Hades is going to back him here. This is a great move, and look at that really nice charge there by Thor, and that mass routes their cavalry. Great move there. And if we look at this. Mo, this is real enterprising of Mo, he occupies this moving army of Hannibal, and we can see that this army of Numidian is up here engaged on Hades, and this is where I think Odin really needs to either get his cavalry engaged, infantry over here, or back this up, block this cav attack, because if we look, Hades has got 3 cav here, and Mo's got all his cav here. He's going to get a rear charge on the general, and no doubt Hades is going to push in here, doing a bit of peeler scrapping. He's going to push in, and that's a really nice move. If we look over here, going to be a nice thunderous charge into the back of these guys. They're not turned. Hades is going to put the hammer down. In comes Hades' cav, in comes infantry, and here comes Mo's cav. Great piece of action from Hades and Thor over there, causes a mass rout on those guys, and we're going to see a brutal bit of cavalry action here that's going to pretty much mass rout the entire army of Numidian right away. Fantastic action on the left here. Our guys took complete control on the left. These guys got themselves into a right bit of trouble, and they were just completely overwhelmed by it. All the while, I've just been holding back, waiting for an opportunity. This is exactly the kind of start. It'll make getting a mass rout a lot easier, because they've lost one of their armies, lost a good portion of their cavalry, and we've taken very minimal losses. This was a great start by Thor, Hades, and Mo out there, and it's going real nicely there. So again, Odin has still not reacted with his infantry here, so I think he was kind of slow with his infantry, but 90% of the infantry of Numidian just got completely wrecked, and both Hannibal and Numidian lost a lot of infantry as well. A lot of cavalry as well. So good stuff there. Thor backed his cavalry with the infantry well, and Hades supported him well, and that was a pretty decisive cavalry victory out there. If we look at the enemy team, I thought they were very disorganised. If I remember correctly, there was some lag going on in this battle, and that might have been causing some of the issues. But they seemed very disorganised in this battle, and they seemed to back and forward, not sure what to do, kind of type thing. Over here we can see Thor push some infantry up. He's a little bit probably overextended here. He's going to get cavalry charged there, but he's going to get a counter in here, and that's going to be really nice, a nice counter charge. So another good bit of cavalry work there by Thor, backing with his infantry, and look at that, another rout. Well done on his part. Now, the big important part of this battle. If we look here, Mo has pushed these guys up on Hannibal's army. He's going to start engaging. Hades is pushed up here, and he's going to keep Cataclysm in play, and Odin is occupied with Thor over here. So these guys are backing really well, and Mo's managed to set up a nice opportunity for me. I'm going to push up my head hurlers through Mo's infantry here, so I can start throwing heads, lowering the morale of Hannibal here. Cataclysm's cav is still out here in the swamplands, so I'm going to actively avoid this, and I'm going to go straight for the flank, straight into this mass. Mo's going to push the infantry forward, going to put the head hurlers in, and their cav, Mo and Hades' cav, will come from this side. So we're going to have a 3-pronged strike into this army. Fear factor from the head hurlers this way, pressure from the infantry this way, cavalry come from this way, and then the terror drive from the chariots onto the flank, which should mass rout this army of Hannibal right away if it pulls off correctly. So we're going to push that now. Thor is doing a great job handling this flank. All he has to do is just keep his pressure on that flank, and it's going to be really good. And if we break through, can get a mass rout, we'll put the pressure down right on Cataclysm. Hades is going to move up, so Cataclysm is completely occupied, can't support it. And as you can see, we look, their cav's too far behind. His revealed cav is too far behind. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to push up. I'm going to bring the head hurlers up now and start throwing heads in here. Chariots are on the flank, and look at this. Mo comes in with his cav here. And I come with my chariots here, and the infantry's just going to pour it on. And let's just watch Hannibal's army just absolutely chain rout. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Sorry about that. Look at that mass rout. That's about 3 or 4 seconds into the battle, and his entire infantry just completely chain routs. That pulled off perfectly. And we're going to keep this going. Cataclysm's men are engaged on the front. We're just going to keep that pressure on. As you can see, Hannibal's army completely chain routes, and I'm going to just push my chariots straight into the back here. Hades is going to push his cavalry into the front, and there goes Cataclysm's infantry as well. His cavalry was too far behind, and it's too late to the action. As you can see, an enormous mass rout is initiated here. Thor's going to just thunder into the flank of Odin here, and we're just going to keep shoving around, keep going. I'm just going to keep going straight into the side of Odin's army here, and that will... I think he just admits defeat, because it would have been a mass rout just like it is there anyway. So that is an enormous mass rout. That is the power of Britannia if it's well supported by its allies. And look at that, the whole lot of their armies just mass routed right away there. That was one of the best mass routs I've ever had the pleasure of being able to be a part of initiating. I thought our teamwork was excellent. I thought Thor's action on the left there was very good. He was very consistent with his cav the entire fight. And I thought Mo and Hades, very good job spotting their attack on Numidian, and they helped me set up for a really nice cav charge into the flank of Hannibal there, and we just able to carry it on once the rout started. It was a perfect setup for this kind of action. This is exactly the exact kind of battle that Britannia excels at. They neutralised the enemy archers well, kept them out of the action, gave me the time to get into position, and it was just a GG basically from there. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. To be honest, like, out of all the factions to cause mass routs, I actually prefer Britannia to all the others, even Germania. Germania is is easier to do in my opinion. It's still quite difficult, but I just much prefer the Britannian one. I think like the timing. The way it works, it's more mobile. It's kind of like a more mobile, fast-paced mass rout, which, as you know, my style of Rome Total War is kind of fast-paced action. If I can generally go in for that kind of thing, that's what I'll do, and it's my style. I kind of prefer that approach. I mean, both obviously Britannia and Germania are pretty one-dimensional in the way they work for the most part. But I just find it's a little bit more difficult to do it with Britannia, and the team coordination's even tighter than it is with Germania, and I really like it. And this is probably the best bit of action I've had with Britannia before. I just thought like Hades, Mo, and Thor was worked so well in this fight. Hades and Mo, particularly in the middle there, just always all over the battlefield, just checking and spotting golden opportunities and just taking them. It was a really fantastic battle, and I thought Thor backed his cavalry with his infantry exceptionally well. So I had great allies, and that was really great teamwork. And that's a heroic victory. Honestly, that was just such a fantastic battle. I absolutely loved this one. I think we all played really well there. To be honest, I think Hades, Mo, and Thor deserve more credit than myself. All I did was just wait for the goal opportunity, and then I went and helped cause the mass rout. But I really think that the groundwork was done, especially by the two Titans members. But Thor did some great action out there on the left with his cav. I thought the enemy team looked like they just didn't know what they wanted to do. They sort of didn't. They were kind of all over the place. Didn't really coordinate their attacks, and didn't sort of work together as a team very well. But I do recall there was a bit of lag in this battle, and it might have screwed with. I think there's even some. I didn't see any glitches there, but I think there maybe might have been some. So all that kind of can work against them as well. So again, it was 7 months ago, so I'm not really specific on all the details of it anymore. But I come away with just shy of 1300. Mohammed with the top there, 1350, 1235 for Hades, and a nice 1100 for Thor. And the others, none of them really shining out there that well. Once we got that mass rout going, it was all over. So I mean, it was a really fantastic game. And look at all my kills with my chariots. Look at them: 285, 220, 160. Most 288 with that one. So that's a general's unit actually, I think. They absolutely kicked ass. But again, I think the credit needs to go to my three allies, especially the Titans guys for setting up that opportunity for me. But credit to Thor for some really excellent cavalry infantry combination work to overcome. He was at a disadvantage there when those guys stacked their cav against him, but he handled it exceptionally well. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope my commentary wasn't too shoddy. I know it's been ages since I did this. But I remember this battle with a lot of enthusiasm because Britannia is a faction it's hard to use. I find it hard to use. 90% of my battles with Britannia end in disaster, and this one was like the best setup I've ever seen with Britannia. It was absolutely perfect, and I had fantastic allies. So thanks again, guys. Let me just think. Any of these people got channels? I'll have to check. If they do, I'll put them in the description so you guys can check them out. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and be on the lookout. I might be making a bit of a comeback. I might be jumping on to Rome Total War doing a bit more 31k, and I'll probably aim to put a couple of videos up each week. If I feel like the mood really takes over, I'll go back into my old schedule and put as much out as I can. It just really depends. Anyway, guys, any feedback would be great. What do you think of this battle, this commentary, my comeback after months? Was I good? Was I crap? It really just it'd be great. I always love the feedback. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon next time.